What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to go over the 5-3-2 custom tactics. It's always been a top tier formation and it's more attacking than a 5-2-1-2. I'm going to explain to you the differences and why some of you may prefer the 5-3-2. I'm going to explain to you all the tactics and instructions to use as usual. Before I get on to the video, I just want to say this video is sponsored by the One Football app, your one-stop shop for all the football information. If you want to stay up to date with the latest transfer news, all the transfer deals coming to a close end of January, should I say. One Football, they got your back with all the transfer news, all the latest news for your team, all the transfer rumours as well. Unfortunately, Arsenal didn't get the striker that we wanted, but you can also select the team that you want on the One Football app, and that way you get news for that team. All the latest fixtures, results, rumours, transfer news. One Football, they got your back, your one-stop shop for all football information. You can scan this QR code over here and download the One Football app for free. And by downloading, you actually support my channel. So thank you very much for One Football sponsoring this video. And let's go straight back into the video itself. So the 5-3-2, as I mentioned, compared to the 5-2-1-2, you do have that cam player, which makes it much more attacking than I suppose you can say the 5-3-2. So at least this is more of a defensive option. It's a bit more stable. People are saying with a 5-2-1-2, you know what, Neil, look, I've got so many players going forward. It's like a 3-3-4. I love it, but defensively, I'm struggling a little bit. There's no CDMs. The cam just stays forward. I've only got 2 centre mids and 3 players at the back to defend with. So the 5-3-2 should be that solution. So the tactics now, we can afford to be a bit more aggressive compared to the 5-2-1-2 because we have more players in midfield, and I explained the setup to you. So 55 width, just to be a bit more wider when we're on the defensive phases. The idea behind this is, especially in a 5-3-2, you just want a bit of width between these guys. They're going to be on stay central anyway, but you don't want them so close and clustered together. And that is the benefit of 3 midfielders, makes it much more stable defensively. For the width, we put this all the way up to 60. Just because we have 3 midfielders. In the 5-2-1-2, the issue is if one of these midfielders goes to press, the other guy is left behind, and you could be very much in trouble, especially against a 2-striker formation. But with the 5-3-2, with the abundance of players, you can basically afford to risk one of these guys to go wide and still have 2 players that are sitting, almost marking 2 CDMs or 2 centre mids for every one of your opponent's strikers. So, and we can afford to be a bit more aggressive, be higher up the pitch when we're on the defensive phase. That's in when we're sitting back almost and your opponent has the ball. So that is the width and the defensive width. That's defensive width in particular, and that's the depth when you don't have the ball. The defensive style, you can use pressure on heavy touch with this formation just because you've got 3 centre mids, but again, depends on your skill level. For those that are not comfortable defending, I'll strongly urge you to go towards balanced. Okay, then we go over now to build up play. Now, as usual, we want these guys to fly forward, okay? So compared to the 5-2-1-2, very, very similarly, these guys are going to be running in their own direct angles. They're going to be unmarked. It is basically a 3-3-4 when these guys join the attack. But the difference is it's less attacking than this one. It's because the cam, the way he sits, is that he's always on stay forward. You can't leave 3 players on stay forward in a 5-3-2. That's the only bummer. That's why I've always preferred the 5-2-1-2, because you can put, for example, 3 players on stay forward, whereas this one, you can only put 2. You can maybe put one of the players to join the attack, but you can't, for example, like the 5-2-1-2, put all these guys on stay forward. Do you see the big difference why I preferred the 5-2-1-2? Yes, it's more attacking. Yes, you might get caught in behind, but it's much more fun. And the way I like to see this 5-2-1-2 is basically a 4-1-2-1-2 with the left backs and right backs. So if you like the 4-1-2-1-2, you will love the 5-2-1-2. It's simple as that. People say they don't, but the truth is they just don't give the formation a time. They use it for one game and they play against someone who's better than them anyway. They will lose whatever formation they use, and they say, you know what, this formation isn't for me. You have to use it for a long period of time, and then you can decide if it's for you or not. Don't just use it for one game and be like, I lost. If I give the best Formula 1 car to my grandma, is she going to win every single race she goes in? Of course she's not, because she doesn't know how to drive at that speed, at that level. So that's the point I'm trying to say. Give it some time. Build up play is going to be fast build up play again, because you want these guys to surge forward as soon as you get the ball. So as soon as you get the ball, you want your left back and right back to surge forward, and you also want one of these players, whichever one you have on, get forward to get inside the box quickly as well. The idea is we're countering them as soon as we're defending 5-3-2, we get the ball, bam. We transfer to that 3-3-4, we transition to that stage, and then we get the ball, we try to hit him on a counter. The same thing with forward runs. Now, I think with all these formations that you're going very, very attacking, forward runs just creates a lot of confusion in your opponent's final third. The fast build up play, remember, is for the first 2/3, right? Then the final zone is the forward runs. Now, the reason why I like it, especially the 5-2-1-2s or the 5-3-2, because you've got the left back and right back, they're so wide. They're like the Pedro and Villa and the Guardiola's 2011. Then you have the two strikers, and then you have the cam behind the 5-2-1-2, or you have the two strikers, and then you can have one or two of the centre mids. So in fact, this could be also more attacking than the 5-2-1-2, and the reason why is because you can have three of these players or two of these players on get forward. So this 5-2-1-2, if you're still deciding which one to use, this one might be the more attacking option, less defensive, better for counter attacks as well. The 5-3-2 is more stable, a bit more defensive, but can also be deadly in attacking. So this is more attacking, and this is the more defensive option. And that is the tactics. And then for the width, what we've done is now, contrary to belief, I tried something different this time. We've gone away to 35. And the reason for this is the left back and right back ones stay wide anyway, with a hug the sideline, so it's not going to affect them. This will just keep these players in check together, so you can basically, because most people are playing overload the ball side, they're going to be narrow anyway, so you want them to be even narrower together to create the space. You will see what I mean. You can adjust the width if you want to, but try it on 35 first, and then increase it if you need to. Players in the box are going to put this to 7. Why? Because when you get the ball to your left back and right back over there, they're going to be completely unmarked. Your striker and your three centre mids are going to be there. These guys are going to be, some of these guys are going to be on get behind or get forward, and you're going to have the options to get the ball inside the box. So you're going to have all three of these players running. So you're going to have 4 players inside the box, which creates a lot of confusion. And I'll explain to you how that takes into place. But 7 players in the box, 1-on-1 on corners and free kicks. Now, the instructions. Simple as usual, stay forward and stay central for both of them. You can leave them on balance, but you know, I leave them always on stay central because I always want the main striker to always be in the middle. I always have a 5-star weak footer or something of that nature up front in the middle. If you want to, you can put get in behind as well. It's personal preference. I sometimes go with one player on getting behind and one player just on balance, because sometimes in delay, you know, players that make runs you don't want them to. And like, you know, when the game is delayed, sometimes AI moves quicker before the ball moves, because obviously, you know, with delay. So that's why sometimes I mix it up. It just kind of depends. But either way, stay forward, stay central, both of these guys. Now, one of these guys has to be the defensive guy. And as I said, there's no CDMs here. So it's not like a 3-5-2. So you're going to have to make him as a temporary CDM. Ideally here, someone whose medium high work rates is going to be ideal, as in defensive high and medium attacking. That is the ideal person you want there. That guy's going to be sitting back the entire time. And because he's not a CDM, you do want the higher defensive work rate to be positioned a bit better. Stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of the box, and cover center. Now, for these guys, what do you do? Well, this is what I want you to try out first, okay? It's very, very important you try this out first, okay? So first of all, we're going to put cover center on both of these guys, right? So when we're defending, we want to be defending in the middle. So we're defending a compact 3 and a compact 5. There's no point putting cover wing there because you'll be too exposed, and it's not going to help you anyway because you've got left back and right back there anyway. So leave these guys and stay central. So the middle bit is clogged up because that's where people's strikers are going to be. If he wants to push the ball onto the wing, you do it with your left back and right back. You want him to go down the wing. You don't want him or her to go into the middle where your two strikers are, okay? So these guys on cover center, that's the first thing. Now, this guy's on stay back, cover center to the edge of the box. So this guy's always going to be at the back, okay? That's going to be your CDM. Then the 2 center mids is up to you. Now, what I'd recommend for all of you guys in the beginning is put both get into the box for a cross. So that way, when you get the ball to your left back and right back, when you cross the ball in, these guys are going to come inside the box. The meta is now passing the ball from your right back to a center mid and to a striker doing a first time shot. You see it's a lot on the pro scene, but it's happening very much so, and the 5-3-2 is perfect. All the 5-2-1-2s, 5-3-2s, 2-5-2s are perfect for that system. That's the first thing. So you want these guys getting inside the box. Now, what I recommend is, for the first time you do it, is put these guys all on stay back while attacking and play the game like this first. Now, in case you're wondering why, it's because some of you guys may just need a left back and right back and 2 strikers to attack only. And what a lot of people do is they do 1-2. So for example, you could always trigger Cloud Maurice to go forward, or you could trigger Neymar to go forward. You could do an L1 trigger. You can always do that manually, but I want you to start with this system first, and that way learn to, for example, trigger players forward. If you're sitting there saying, you know what, no, I'm not that good at triggering players, I'm not that good at in the final third or triggering players, pushing players forward, doing 1-2s, then you can put one of these players on get forward. So the idea is you can have one of these players on get forward and 2 of them on stay back while attacking. What would be ideal is that if you have 2 players here, I would say ideally, while someone has got a high work rates and maybe a high medium, as in medium attacking high attacking, medium defending, or maybe even a medium. Those combinations I think work very well with two center mids. One high, one medium, or one high medium works very well, I would say. You could leave them then on balance. But let's say, for example, you've got someone here who's got really bad work rates. You can just stick them. So like Cloud Maurice's medium, it's fine. But if I want him to stay back, I leave him on stay back. So you can put one of these guys on get forward and two of these guys on stay back. Or the third option, which you can also try, is come back to this video and just try it for yourself. Put the outside guys on balanced and put this guy on stay back while attacking. Now the benefit is, because we have the fast build up option, whenever you get the ball, they're still going to run forward anyway. So don't worry about that. But if you really want to be attacking, you can always just put get forward on all these guys and you've got a top tier counter-attack formation. There, simple as it goes. But do you understand why I'm saying I want you to put it on stay back while attacking first? So that way you know how you, because don't forget, some of you guys on a very high elite level when you watch this video, because some people do, top 100 rank 1 players still watch my videos, copy my tactics, even though they get those ranks already because they want to use my stuff, they might be fine doing 1-2s. But let's say, for example, you get rank 5 and you're sitting here and you put everyone on get forward, you could get countered. So the idea is I want you to adjust this to your playstyle. It's the most important thing because yes, I can give you a tactic. It might be 95% there, but the way you make 100% is you alter it for yourself. So that is the midfield three, okay? Then the centre back, stay back. On the centre, nothing, no conservative, nothing like that. The outside guys, however, don't put them on step up. Don't put them in like this. That's the mistake I see, but just put them on overlap. Like that. Now what happens is when you get the ball going forward, they're going to help you with the counter attack. So as soon as you win the ball back, they're going to be making runs going forward up to the halfway line. They will not go beyond that unless you trigger them or you do a 1-2 with them. So it's kind of like they'll be as wide as possible, but also when you're attacking, you want them to be positioned like this. Because your left back and right back is going to be there. And that way you can do 1-2 between your left wing backs, right wing backs, and your left centre backs and right centre backs. So they're almost going to act as left centre backs and right centre backs when you don't have the ball, both of these players. So that is why we want overlap. Overlap is very important, and you want them to be making runs on the wide area. So when you can do the 1-2s between these guys, you will see what I mean when you use this inside the game. Then for the left back and right back, I go stay back while attacking, conservative. So let me do this first. This is what you should copy, okay? So if you don't know how the Dpad Tactics work, say let's say you have no idea what I'm talking about, you have no idea what Dpad Tactics are, just leave it on this, okay? Join the attack, that's tactics done. Now, if you're like myself and you know how to use Dpad Tactics, the idea behind this is you want them to overlap because you want them to always go on the outside, to be as wide as possible, okay? You want them to be on conservative because sometimes when you lose the ball, sometimes they might be a bit aggressive, especially on pressure on heavy touch, something like that, or someone's got very high aggression. Sometimes they step up when you want them to just stay back. That's the reason behind that, and it also conserves stamina as well. And then lastly, stay back while attacking. You can have this on stay back while attacking, and you literally activate the Dpad Tactics, fullbacks join the attack, and it cancels out this. So when you put fullbacks join the attack, even though these guys are on stay back while attacking, it overrides that, and then they still go forward. And remember I said to you, because we got the width of 35, it doesn't matter because we're going to be using hug the sidelines. So what that does is it pushes the entire team in a narrow shape. And then it creates a lot of disproportions because these guys are then as wide as possible. So do you see how the formation is now coming together? So you've got everyone clogged in the middle, perfect for those 1-2s, quick plays, passes in between, driven passes. And then you've got these guys on the outside that are just creating so much space and width. They're separating your opponent's lamb and ram because your opponent's lamb and ram have to go and defend these guys. So it creates a lot of confusion for your opponent. And let's say you've got no one to pass to, those guys are always going to be free. So it's very important that you use hug the sidelines. So I'm just going to say HS for hug the sidelines. And I'm going to say AB for attacking, AF for attacking fullbacks. So make sure you use a Dpad Tactics. If you don't know, you press up on the D-pad, you press right, so up, and then right, that's hug the sidelines, and up, and then left on the D-pad is attacking fullbacks. When you activate those, as soon as the game starts, those guys will go forward when you win the ball back, only when you win the ball back, and they'll be as wide as possible. But those are the 5-3-2 tactics and instructions. I personally myself prefer the 5-2-1-2, just a bit more attacking, a bit more fun. You got that cam there just behind, it's kind of like 3 strikers. That was kind of my take on our 5-2-1-2. But if you like the 5-3-2, which I know a lot of people did, I think since FIFA 20 when it became very much popular, it became very popular on the pro scene as well. But it's still very much important and meta for this year. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out, guys. And one thing I finally would say, actually, I forgot. Make sure you get high stamina here. Team of the Year cards are fantastic for this, like a Team of the Year Kimi, Cancelo. But Team of the Year cards are fantastic. I've tried to get high stamina there. And high work rates if you can. If not, you're pretty much good to go. Doesn't really matter too much. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I leave wingers here, like Alessandrini, and I may, for example, swap, put Corona there sometimes, take a Tito. That's the way I do it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, of course. I'll catch you next time. Peace out, guys.